Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Two Bros Hot Takes, where we watch a movie and then tell you if you should watch a movie. I am your movie-watching host, Older Bro.
I'm your other movie-watching host, Younger Bro.
And today, we come back to where we always come back to, the MCU.
Of course it is. In a few months, it's going to be the DCEU.
And also the MCU.
Well, first I have to see the Suicide Squad first before anything else.
Please tell me they don't have another The Suicide Squad.
No.
I was gonna say
It's
I cannot handle it if they do Suicide Squad, then The Suicide Squad, and then capital THE Suicide Squad or something stupid like that. Name the movie something else, please.
Yeah, I've just not seen that movie, and I want to see that before Black Adam.
Okay, perfect. As long as it's not another Suicide Squad movie.
No, it's not.
Thank God. But that's not what we're here to talk about. What we are here to talk about is Thor, Love, and Thunder.
Thor, Love, and Thunder.
Sure.
Lightning and the thunder.
Is not in this movie.
Not in the movie.
Thank God.
They had a lot of rock-themed songs in
Yes.
the movie, and they're like, well, we're going to avoid that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad. They also do not do Thunderstruck in this movie.
No.
So don't go in for that one either.
So yeah, they don't do the obvious songs. I mean, there was a couple obvious.
There was a couple that were actually
Yeah.
pretty expected, but not that expected.
So, was it a good movie? I want to say it probably wasn't as good as Doctor Strange, but it was
Sure.
still pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good Marvel movie. I greatly enjoyed it.
Now, there was a theory out there, I've seen a lot of posts about it, that there were heavy losses in this movie. Not really.
Depends on what you mean by... Well, we'll get into that in the spoilers.
When people talk about heavy losses, they're thinking that a lot of the people we know were going to die.
Yeah.
And, guys, not a lot of them did.
Yeah, that's not really a thing. Do not watch the theory videos before going to
It
these
was
movies.
posts. I didn't really see videos,
Gotcha.
but it was a lot of posts.
Younger bro, don't look at the theory posts and videos before going to these movies, because you will
so
you will constantly be disappointed.
No, I was just worried about it.
Gotcha.
So I didn't really believe it. I was like, I'll see it when I believe it.
But yeah, guys, the music in this was good. I mean,
The music was good. It was. I want to describe it as like one big troll movie in a way, because there were a lot of memes in that movie.
there were a good amount of memes, but I wouldn't call it a troll movie. It wasn't really trolling us. It was more just look.
It was
Thor is pretty comedically hammy normally, so it's pretty par for the course.
It was a happy-go-lucky movie.
Fair.
And yeah, we definitely recommend you go watch it.
Yes, absolutely. Music was good. Acting was good.
Oh my God! When it was funny, it was fucking hilarious.
It had very good comedic moments.
I bursted out laughing more than a few times.
It had some surprisingly horror moments in it.
Yes,
more than I expected there to be. Which were very good. I don't know if this...
It was more scary than Multiverse of Madness.
I was going to say, I feel like this phase of the MCU might be not necessarily the mystical arts, but more specifically just like
the dark arts.
The darkness and the horror-tinged part of the MCU.
I mean, with the end of Multiverse of Madness, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, they go to the dark dimension, so it's possible I think we're going to see Midnight Suns come into play at some point very soon. Yep. I mean, Blade's a part of Midnight Suns, so they're introducing them, so it's very possible.
Yep. So, but yeah, I would heavily recommend this movie. Very, very good. Stay.
Was it better than the last Thor movie?
This is the third one, right? No, fourth one. The third one, I can't remember the third one. Which one was the third one?
Goddess Death Hella. Fake. Where you went to...
I don't know if I'd say that one was... This is as good as that one, but that one was a good movie for it being such a...
It was Thor and basically Planet Hulk at the
I was
going to
say it was Thor and Planet Hulk and the lead up to the Thanos. So there was a lot going on in that movie. So it felt bigger than this movie because it had so much going on in this. This is a much simpler story, but it was done very well. So I don't know if I'd say it's better or worse than that movie, but they're both very good movies.
Yeah. So go watch it.
Yeah, go. Yeah, I don't think we have anything else that are not spoilers, guys. Just go watch it. I guess the only thing I would say is that I did predict going into this movie, this would not be a Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
No.
This is not a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. They are in it, and then they stop being in it, and you never see them again. Like, this is a Thor movie. So if you're watching for the Guardians of the Galaxy, you're going to get a good 15 minutes and nothing else. This is a Thor movie.
I thought they were going to bring him back by the end, and
No.
they didn't, guys. So
No. So, yeah, that's it for the non-spoiler section. Spoilers start about now. So if you don't want spoilers, goodbye. Go watch the movie.
Okay, so there's a lot to talk about. So, guys, before we talk about this, I know a lot about the other Avengers. I mostly know their stories.
Sure.
I barely paid attention to Thor. I know next to nothing about his lore.
Yeah.
I more or less know his backstory.
Yeah. You
Like
vaguely know of his backstory.
Like, I only know about main events.
Sure.
And those main events being Ragnarok.
Yep.
That I knew was coming. And something to do with Valhalla.
Sure.
But I'll get into that later. But yeah, guys, so I wasn't expecting them to go into. Is Zeus still Greek?
Zeus is Greek. He isn't. Thor's not Greek.
Yeah, he's not.
Thor is Viking gods.
He's Vikings.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I knew that there were some Greek gods in the MCU. I didn't know all of them were.
Well, yeah, because the whole point of this movie, guys, is that every god is in the MCU. Every god that is literally imaginable is in the MCU. Because, that's just how that works. If a god exists, they exist.
Yeah, I knew...
It's real weird.
I knew Hercules was in the MCU.
Yes.
And,
Was, okay. Well, I'll get to that later. Continue.
The Hercules I know, he is, he's fought Thor.
Yeah.
But he's not, I don't want to call him a villain. He's not like what we saw in the movies. Yeah. It's a lead up to something else that we'll get to later.
Yeah.
I know that he fights for good in the comics. I don't know what's happening with him in the
it seems
MCU.
because it seems like
it seems like Thor's about to go to war with Olympus.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say was I think that it will not surprise me if Thor somehow meets up with the Eternals later on, because it feels like they both have a very similar mindset of they have a very similar goal where it's all about protecting the people and fuck the gods if they're not going to do anything.
Well, if you remember, there was actually Celestials at Olympus. Those two of them.
Well, and we also know that Ares specifically is a real person because he was in Eternals. And no, I'm thinking of Hermes, aren't I?
You're thinking of Hermes.
But either way, Hermes is a real person that appears in Eternals. Or, whichever one appears in Eternals.
That guy.
That is the brother of Thanos. And he is a god. So, we know he's in this. Although it's really weird because he should be a god, but in this he's a celestial. So I think there's a crossover between the Celestials and the gods where they're not the same thing, but it feels like there's going to be a lot of overlap between them.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So I feel like they're going to meet up at some point in the future.
Well, yeah, because Thor will return to whatever that is.
Whatever. They keep saying X will return, but they don't say in what. It's like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, guys, the only other big events that I know about is Secret Wars. I think that has to do with the scroll.
Yeah. And I've seen tweets about that. They currently are not making that, but the Russo brothers would love to, but their problem is that they've said doing so is so fucking massive that it would be much, much bigger than
the Disney
the
Plus
entire Infinity Wars.
Yeah, like, it would be bigger than the Disney Plus series that they have for it.
Yeah, but no, it would be bigger than that. It'd be bigger than Thanos. It would be so massively complex that I'm not sure they know. I'm not sure if they can do it. They are not sure if they can do it.
Like, they're going to have a Secret Wars Disney Plus show, and I think it's going to be small.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to lead up to a movie of sorts.
I think they want... See, the problem is, I want to say they want Secret Wars to be next, but nothing's leading up to it. There is no lead-up currently within the movie universe to be like... that's going to be the next big thing. Because it appeared once.
I think... They have several things going for it. So we have Secret Wars coming. There's also the Incursion that's coming, and that's how Miles Morales ends up in our universe for a time.
The Incursion being...
It was teased at the end of Doctor Strange, and Incursion is another universe.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right. I forgot that word. Yeah, okay. Yes.
Yeah, so they have that coming, and I wonder what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
They might introduce Miles Morales that way, and he could get stuck in our universe, but I don't know yet, because we do have a Miles Morales in our universe.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I bet it's not going to be Miles Morales that crosses. It's probably going to be Spider-Gwen, or
probably
someone else.
The thing that I'm interested in is the Eternals bit, where something's going on there. We have no idea. But they just got teleported away to face judgment.
Of sorts, yeah.
Which feels like they're leading up to a Galactus thing. But, again, there's not really any standing for that other than that Galactus exists, and that's the only possible person I could think of that they could possibly be teasing with that.
Yeah, I don't
know
what they're leading up to, guys.
Yeah, they so far have a lot of tendrils going out in different directions, and nothing's coalescing.
And it's also going to lead up to Midnight Suns as well.
Yeah, they've had a lot of mystical and spiritual stuff going on. So,
like, I haven't seen a lot of the Disney Plus stuff yet, guys. I've yet to do that. In fact, I can do that now. It's just I'm watching Family Guy. Yeah. Maybe I should start.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is not Moon Knight, is Blade and Ghost Rider within... They're not within the mystic arts. They'd be within the spiritual arts, right? Or are they in a completely different camp?
They are... Okay. They're more dark arts, I'd say. Because Blade, he hunts down, like, dark entities. And
like the one in this movie.
Yeah. And, well, I say dark entities, but he mainly fights Dracula. Yeah. There's a real Dracula in the MCU.
Yes.
Remember,
guys, Dracula is the public domain.
And Ghost Rider, he fights Mephisto,
he fights literal Satan.
Literal Satan. So,
who is also a god? Celestial? Unclear.
No
idea.
I don't know too much about Mephisto other than the fact that he might be just the literal devil.
Yeah, it's on... Well, wasn't that movie criticized? Because wasn't that movie, like... From my understanding, they did some weird shit in that movie because of rights holders at the time.
They just made... In the... Luke Cage movie. They made him just literal devil. I don't think they ever call him Mephisto.
Yeah,
but
okay.
They do call his son Darkheart, and that is his son. MCU
so they just basically say, "Fuck it, we're dropping the metaphor. They're fighting Satan. Like his name's Mephisto. Nobody fucking cares. You're fighting Satan." So, anyways, let's stop speculating about other future projects in the MCU and just focus on the current movie.
So, apparently in this movie, 3 of the Jurassic World casts were in the movie, and that was Chris Pratt, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum returning as the Grand Master. He lived. I
literally don't remember where he was in the movie.
He was. I did not see him at all.
Yeah,
he's on the cast roster. He was in the movie somewhere. I just didn't see him.
Was he just in not Olympus? But
he must have been
was
there.
Was he just in there somewhere? Because I've no fucking clue where he was.
I did not see him at all.
Because the Grandmaster being that guy who was on the planet on Planet Hulk.
Yeah,
that guy.
I want to say Planet Hulk. That Thor movie. I think that was leading up to Conquest of Champions, and that is the arena. It's a cosmic arena that is created by the Grandmaster and the Collector, but the Collector is dead. So unless he comes back to life,
unclear.
Yeah, who they
It's just gonna be the Grandmaster this time, I guess.
I guess so. But
anyways, that was this. I've said that I don't really feel that Chris Pratt counts as a Jurassic World cast member. I know he is, but it feels more like he's well known for these movies. So it's more arguable to say that Chris Pratt is a Guardian of the Galaxy who appears in Jurassic World. But I don't know. That's my focus. I focus more on the MCU than Jurassic Park.
But yeah, so Russell Crowe playing Zeus, that was great.
Yeah, that fit.
That moment I'm gonna quote so much. And you flick too hard, damn it.
Yeah,
that was fucking great.
Should we jump into help?
Eventually.
Great.
Yeah, and Jane Foster as Thor. Again, another character that I don't really know the background on.
Yeah.
At all.
No clue.
Except from what I've seen in the movies. I didn't know she was Lady Thor in the comics.
Well, okay. We have to clarify that because she is Lady Thor. Well, she's not called Lady Thor in this movie, but she is Lady Thor. To not be confused with female Thor, which is that part in the comics where they just made Thor a female for no reason. Don't confuse those.
Yeah. I think there have been 2 characters that have been female Thor, and it's not just Lady Thor, the one you just said. No, there were actually 2 different people that were female that have wielded Mjolnir.
So I guess Thor is a title, but it's whoever is the holder of Mjolnir is Thor.
In a way, yes.
Which I guess means that for a good 20 minutes in Infinity War, that Captain America was also Thor, which was fucking confusing.
In another universe, I believe he is called Captain Thor.
Yeah.
But
I need to watch that bit of the movie again, just for those scenes.
Beautiful moment.
So fucking good.
But
I fucking knew it.
There's one other person that I know of that has yet to wield Mjolnir or the axe in the MCU, and that's Beta Ray Bill. He was teased in the 3rd Thor movie because he was one of the champions on the Grandmaster's tower.
And nobody saw him again.
But he wasn't in this movie either, so I want to bet he's going to come in eventually.
But we did have the fucking goats.
People talk about the goats, and
I'm pretty sure they've existed before.
They exist in the comics.
Yeah, but
what the fuck? That was the troll part of the movie.
Yeah, because
they screamed.
It was so good though. You need an arrival call. We'll give you a fucking arrival call. Screaming goats.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. I thought
so damn good.
Now let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to team up with Thor at the end of the movie and help.
It was very clear when he first joined the Guardians of the Galaxy that it was he joined against everyone else's wishes, and this movie basically continues that, where None of them want him here. He's just here.
And there's nothing about the other Gamora, if she's still in our universe. Or...
No clue. But we do know that they fucked off without him because they did not want him anywhere on their ship, and he's not coming back.
That was great. Now, Korg, he was great through the whole movie.
He's always great. If there's anyone who can compete with Groot being one of the best characters in like either of these movies, it's Korg.
Him.
He is Thor's Groot.
So
super great.
So what's interesting, the little bit of stuff I knew about Thor was he does have mystic items besides just Mjolnir and the axe.
Sure.
He does possess Zeus's bolt, but I think that was gifted to him in the comics.
It was gifted to him on his fucking deathbed in this case, when he stole it and murdered Zeus with it.
No, he's still alive.
Yeah.
I don't know how he lived.
No clue. But yeah, he does somehow live. But yeah, he just literally shot through the fucking heart, survived. Fucking how?
He's more powerful than I thought.
But yeah, so I guess he keeps it. I mean, we don't exactly see what happens to it after the end of the movie. It just kind of disappears.
Thor has it when he's holding Jane on her deathbed. Yeah, guys. Yeah. Apparently Jane had cancer.
Stage 4 cancer.
Of sorts.
She dead.
Yeah.
So.
And she thought Mjolnir would help her, and no, it kind of didn't. It made it worse.
Yeah, they never really explain that. They never talk about it. It's just like, it's preventing you from fighting off the cancer. But they don't go into why. It's not like, oh no, that's just completely appearances. It does absolutely nothing. In fact, it makes it worse. They don't say anything like that. They just don't talk about it at all.
Now, this movie actually almost made me cry. There was a lot of scenes that I just felt for the character.
They had a lot of very emotional scenes. Like, the movie literally starts and you don't even, it dead starts in a way that you don't even know that you're in a Marvel movie. It doesn't really feel like a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And then, literally the first scenes are, we're walking through a desert, we're all about to die, my daughter dies in my hands. It's like, what the fuck?
Now, guys, I know him by name. I knew that Gore the God Butcher existed. Mm-hmm. I knew nothing about him at all.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons I was bringing up Blade earlier is because this feels like, that sword feels like the anti-Blade sword. Where it's just like, yeah, let's just go out there and just murder gods. I'm a cursed Blade.
I thought it was going to be that one Blade we saw at the end of the Eternals movie. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not.
Completely different Blade.
Completely different.
How many fucking swords are there out there that are cursed with something? Because we've had at least, 3 now? Including the Venom universe? Like, between the whole Marvel universe?
There's been at least 3.
There's 3 different fucking Blades. It's like, what the hell?
But
none of which are Blade.
Yeah, yet. So we're going to get 4. Well, his Blade isn't anything special. No. Well, okay, it is special.
I was going to say, you can't be called Blade and your Blade and not have anything special.
Well, his Blade is just good against vampires. It's been, dipped in holy water or something. I don't know. Yep. I don't.
Who knows?
Even though I like Blade, I just don't know a lot about him.
Sure.
Anyway, off topic, just... So, Gore the God Butcher, the guy playing him was great in this
I think
movie.
that it said that it was Christian Bale, which is like, what? Because again, that's Christian Bale's Batman. Christian Bale. Like, what?
Yeah, not only did he play... Yeah,
it's just...
Sorry,
what?
I was thinking of someone else to think. But, anyways...
Where is it?
So, I basically knew that the movie was going to end with Jane dying and Gore the God Butcher chose for his daughter to be revived. I kinda knew that was gonna happen. What I didn't know is they introduced another character, and that was Eternity.
Sure.
Now, Eternity appears a couple times in the comics, and he was involved in something big that I don't remember what that thing was. No. But yeah, I was not expecting Eternity in this movie.
Nope.
All I know is he's a very powerful being that could literally wipe out our universe with just a snap of his fingers.
Yeah.
So
well, I don't even think we get like a specific any information on Eternity other than that
he grants a wish.
It's one wish to the first who shows up, and that's it.
Well, I'm sure he'll show back up again when Celestials get involved. That's when he usually shows up. But anyways, so Jane Foster dies at that same place. I thought Gore was going to wish for his daughter back and for Jane to live or something. I
was assuming there was gonna be multiple wishes. They'd just be like,
I thought Thor was going to get a wish.
Thor gets a wish, but no,
that didn't happen because they wanted to lead up to something else.
Yeah.
So the something else was Valhalla at the very, very end of the movie after Thor adopts Gore's daughter.
Yeah.
I guess her name is Love.
No, that's their titles.
But I don't know her real hero name or whatever.
Unclear.
I didn't even know about her from the comics, really.
Very unclear.
All I know is she's imbued with the power of eternity.
Basically.
So, yeah, that...
Maybe she just is eternity now.
No.
Unclear.
Now...
temporarily to speak about Valhalla. So, I know that Valhalla's been in the games. This is now the first time we've seen it in the movies.
This is the first time
we do now have confirmation that the afterlife is a real thing that exists.
Not for everyone.
Maybe not for everyone, but there is at least an afterlife.
There's only two afterlife planes that I know about in the MCU.
Yeah.
And that's the Soulstone afterlife void and Valhalla.
Yeah.
Now, guys, if you remember from our Ultimate Alliance playthrough, we were in Valhalla.
Yeah. That's the weird fucking thing, is that we know you can go to Valhalla while being alive, which makes a weird situation where Thor can just go there somehow and just take Jane back. And
I don't know how Valhalla works. That's
I'm not
thing
sure
I don't
either.
know.
It's like, what the fuck?
So,
but they can go there. So
yeah, guys,
unclear about that.
Valhalla is probably the big reveal of this movie.
Also, I'm gonna call bullshit for a minute, because they literally said at the beginning of this movie, Thor shows up to some ally that he's known, and she's like, "No, don't save me. I want to die and go to Valhalla." And he specifically says, "No, you have to die during the battle. You're alive right now." And she's like, "Fuck." In this movie, Jane Foster dies after the fucking battle, and she still goes to Valhalla. So fuck you, Thor, you're wrong.
Well, even he doesn't know everything, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's like, fuck you. Oh, no, it has to be during the battle.
Now,
bullshit.
Here's the little I know about Valhalla, the little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know that Ragnarok happens.
Yep.
This is where the MCU doesn't present it.
Yeah.
When Ragnarok happens, basically everybody comes back.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a resetting.
But it's some kind of recycle.
The thing is, that doesn't really make much fucking sense.
People have said that cycle has been broken because of what Thor did. Because that's why Thor was born. He was born to end that cycle.
Yeah. But normally he fails.
No. He kind of succeeds. Like, he technically succeeded in the movie.
Yeah, but I think that normally
the recycle is everybody's supposed to die.
Yeah.
Everyone. And then everybody comes back.
Yeah.
Since not everybody died, that cycle has been broken.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Now, when they die, they go to Valhalla.
Yeah.
And then they come from Valhalla back into reality just like that.
Yeah, but the weird thing is that how the fuck does that work? Is it a situation where every single descendant of Valhalla must die? Or is it just that once all the people who were alive during Ragnarok die, then it happens? Like, do we just have to wait for Thor to die, and then it'll reset, including all the people on, like, or who aren't children in New Asgard? Like, or is it literally everyone in any way Asgardian must die? Because it's like, how the fuck is that happen every time?
But yeah, so the other thing I know about Valhalla is I know for a fact that people who are currently alive can go to and from Valhalla. Don't know how they do it, but they can.
Yeah, somehow that happens. Because they just make a fucking... Don't they have, like... It's not exactly a shield base, but in the games, they basically have, like, a shield outpost in Valhalla. It's like, how the fuck are you... Does that work?
Yeah, so... I don't know about the people in Valhalla. I don't know anything about them.
I guess
don't know
we'll
if
find
they can...
out later.
Yeah,
probably Thor Valhalla. Or Quest for Valhalla or something.
Or something like that. Yeah, so we're going to get another Thor movie because Thor doesn't die, guys. No. So he
basically
all good.
Nobody except Jane Foster dies.
And Gore.
Yes. Yeah, the villain dies as always, and Jane dies, and no one else.
Yeah, I want to give more credit to Gore. He was legit scary at times.
Yeah.
Like, he was fucking menacing.
When you kidnap all the kids of Asgard, then appear inside the cage you've kidnapped them in, and just bring up your pet, like, cat, and then just snap its neck in front of everybody, rip it off, and then throw it on the ground and have it, like, freak out and try to attack the kids. Like, it's like, what the fuck is going on?
By the way, yeah, I want to talk about the kids for a second. Apparently, Heimdall's wife and son survived.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're alive, and that's how Thor was able to find them.
Yep.
I loved all the kids.
Yeah, kids are great.
For a limited time only, they will have the power of Thor.
Yeah, and that one kid's fucking Eeyore pet or whatever.
Her bunny, yes.
Yeah. Which is like,
God.
It so good.
So great.
But yeah, I love the fact that throughout this movie, because this is primarily a romance movie. So the main part of the movie, like about half the movie, is him and Jane reconciling. And the entire time, his axe is just pissed off and fucking menacing because he keeps being like, "Oh, Jane. Oh, Mjolnir."
Yeah, oh my god.
It's like,
every bit of the axe was
axe
fucking
like,
funny. Maybe that's why it goes to Beta Ray Bill at some point.
The axe is one of the most comedic characters in this movie
I know.
without saying a word. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It was beautiful. I wasn't expecting yet another whispering spell on the Thor hammer. Yeah, apparently that just happened at some point, and that's why Jane was pretty much able to wield Thor.
The hammer.
Yeah, sorry, wield Mjolnir.
I mean, she can wield Thor whenever she wants. That's not the problem here.
So, yeah, so that's why Jane was worthy.
Well, I think he even argued. He even argued in this movie that she's the one who taught him how to be worthy. So I don't even know if she wouldn't have been worthy to begin with. She might have just always been worthy. This was just the hammer, like, prevents her from dying. Except for the fact that it also causes her to die. I think that she was always worthy. But, it's also just has the whispering spell of, like, you will make sure she's fine, safe, whatever. Not really alive, just safe.
Now, besides all of that, let's go back to talking about Hercules. They teased Hercules.
Yeah.
They mentioned him first, and then they teased him.
Yeah.
So
I was unaware if that was Hercules because I couldn't actually hear what he said.
yeah,
In that bit, in
that
that
was
part in the
Hercules.
movie. But I was like, that's probably Hercules.
So yeah, guys, Zeus lives after his little skirmish with Thor, and
Somehow.
I guess he's mad at Thor.
Yeah, I mean, what he did, grab his weapon, take no damage from it, and then throw it back and just fucking wreck him. So,
that was a beautiful moment. I'm like, I didn't think
like,
Thor
what
was.
the fuck?
I didn't think Thor was as powerful as Zeus, but Zeus kind of
No.
let himself go. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, Zeus is a piece of shit in this movie.
He also is played by Russell Crowe. I was like,
So he's a piece of shit in this movie.
Yes.
No, prisoner 24601. Your time is up.
So, yeah, I didn't think he was gonna live through that,
No.
but I'm like, he's the mightiest of all gods, so I'm like, okay, I can see why he lived. Now, Hercules and Thor, they do what I know is they do have a rivalry in the comics. What I don't know is Hercules just gonna be the next Thor villain? And it's like, no.
It might end up being that he's the next Thor villain or next Thor anti-hero that has to, like, they squabble.
They're going
before
to duke it
teaming
out.
up.
Yeah, they're probably going to team up. Now,
Look, your father's a piece of shit.
I mean, did you catch who played Hercules?
Couldn't tell who it was.
It was the guy that idolized Dr. Eggman.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
So it's gonna be real interesting. Like, if they are setting up Hercules to be the next Thor villain, I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah, not against it.
But I have a feeling both of them might survive it. Because I know that Hercules, at some point, helps our universe in some form of way. He is involved in some kind of big, like, conflict with something. I don't remember what it was.
Yep.
So, I'm trying to see if anything else caught my eye in this movie. I'm surprised Jeff Goldblum didn't, so it's...
Yeah, we have no idea where he was.
Apparently I got confirmation that the Grandmaster is still alive. I thought he was dead, for sure.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So,
all right.
Yeah, guys, that's it for our review of Thor, Love, and... or hot takes of Thor, Love, and Thunder.
Yeah, if we missed anything, let us know.
I'm sure we did.
Yeah.
As we have as we learned from the Elvis review where somebody commented on something that we missed, we are finite beings who don't know everything and miss things and screw things up. So we hope to hear from you what we screwed up, and we hope to hear from you what you thought of this movie. So we will see you all on the next hot take.
Goodbye.